Get great deals throughout the store at Safeway. This week at Safeway, get mega packs of bone-in USDA choice beef New York strip steaks for $5.97 per pound with digital coupon. Limit 2 packages. Plus, Haas avocados are 10 for $10. Member price. Also, this week at Safeway, mix or match 12 packs of 12-ounce cans or 8 packs of 12-ounce bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, or Dr. Pepper are buy 2, get 3 free. Limit 3 free items. Member price plus CRV. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hi, this is Crystal Hardison from Southeastern Livingston Center. I'm the director, and you are listening to Local Leaders, the podcast.
Hey everyone, it's Jim Chapman with Local Leaders, the podcast, and I want to make you aware of a fantastic deal they have going on right now at Fit Body Boot Camp in Denham Springs, Louisiana. If you go to the link getfitdenhamsprings.com/local leaders, you can get $30 off of the regular price of $129 for 30 days of classes. Go to the link, click it, sign up. 30-day classes for only $99 through that link. It's a special deal offered to all of our listeners at Local Leaders, the podcast. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Local Leaders, the podcast. And before we get into what we're going to talk about today, across from me, I have a young lady who is pretty much a rock star right here in Denham Springs, Louisiana. You folks may not realize that yet, but after this show, you're going to get exactly what I'm talking about. Her name is Isabella Emanorado, and she goes to Denham Springs High School. She's known as Bella to her friends, of which my daughter is one of those, both my daughters actually. And today I welcomed her to the show because she is part of a nonprofit that they have programs in high schools all across the nation, all across the world, really, called DECA. This is a great program, not only for business, but just kind of how to learn how to function in the business world. So we're going to talk all about that today. She is Vice President of Marketing and Communications, right up my alley with DECA. So welcome to the show, Miss Bella Emanorado.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jim Chapman, for allowing me to be on your show.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm excited to sit down and talk with you today. We like to sit down with younger people. Then you and I kind of talked about DECA. I was unfamiliar with it. And when we were done with that conversation, I told my daughter, I said, I got to get her on the show. That's an awesome program. I was just blown away with it. So before we go any further, tell everybody kind of what DECA is, what that program is.
So DECA encourages development in business and leadership through academic conferences and competitions.
Fantastic.
I have to explain and make decisions and just communicate and...
Just like communicating in business.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that DECA teaches you is the ability to function with your peers at a level where everybody's kind of on the same playing field, for example. Like there's a lot of things in business that, aside from just etiquette, I mean, there's etiquette in business. There's etiquette in life. But the skills you learn with DECA kind of teach you early how to network, for example. Huge thing. Mm-hmm. Huge thing.
So with networking, you meet people all across the country, all across the world. I've met people from Canada, Puerto Rico, especially like Ontario, and they have really nice leaders that will help you throughout life. There's authors, there's graphic designers, there's people that are going into Berkeley or Harvard and all these big schools, and throughout your life, there are always people that you can look to because DECA is more of like a family and a community than competitions and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And I can tell you from experience from an older guy, networking is invaluable throughout life. I did not learn networking early enough. I was a little late into my sales career when I discovered how to network properly. So networking is a very important aspect of not only business, but life in general. That's something y'all are learning. How old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
17, and you're already learning the value of networking. That's a huge thing. I do want to mention DECA is a nonprofit. So you rely, you're not out there selling a product and making money off that, turning a profit, and that's how it functions. You rely on donations, and you do a ton of fundraisers.
Yes, sir. So we do a lot of fundraisers, even in local chapters, to get to big conferences like ICDC, an International Career Development Conference.
Okay.
And they pay for travel expenses. We have like airplane tickets, and then we also have hotel rooms, and then even competing cost a little fee. And so we really rely on people like sponsorships, even grants, to really help DECA, even in local chapters, really function.
I love that. And look, right off the bat, we definitely hear local leaders want to get involved in anything like that.
We do have some scholarships. So we have one for DECA Louisiana. So you actually do a business proposal and you go in front of judges and you just kind of explain why you're the person that they should pick and why you would benefit DECA in the future. And then through Southeastern, we have a DECA Day. So this year it was only to Walker and Denham because of COVID reasons. However, we used to expand all over Louisiana. And so you can get up to $1,000, again, with kind of like an elevator speech about you and why you would benefit their business program. And one of our Denham Springs students, Lily Burke, she actually got first place and she received a scholarship from Southeastern.
Wow. How impressive is that? Very good. Good girl. Very good. So we want to talk about you a little bit. One of the first things I noticed about you was you're very well spoken. As you all can probably tell just by listening, she's very well spoken for her age. And I'm sure some of that came from your DECA training and things that you learn at these conferences. To me, young people that I come across that have that passion, it's obvious you have a passion for DECA. You've got, y'all, I'm going to show y'all real quick. She's got a lanyard here. And just full of, it's going to be kind of hard to show on camera, but I'm sure y'all can see it. And it weighs like 200 pounds. I know y'all can't tell that right now, but all over the country, they have these chapters and now internationally. And these are pins, and to those of you who've been to Disney World and seen kind of like the pin trading folks, it's very similar to that, but they are really neat. They have pins from all over the country. We got Ohio here, Louisiana, Delaware, and they trade these things, and that's one form of networking that they do. And they kind of learn about each other, and I'm sure y'all bounce things off each other and all of that. So another thing that DECA does, but your passion for it is unique for someone your age. And so my question is, when did you really find the interest to get involved? Sandra Richard has been in the business of selling homes for over 20 years. This award-winning realtor brings the perfect blend of professionalism, integrity, and client satisfaction to every buying and selling transaction. A passion for both her clients and her community makes Sandra the perfect choice when buying or selling your home. So if you're in need, call the Cajun Lady, Sandra Richard, at 225-955-5484 or visit her on the web at sandrasellshouses.com. Sandra Richard, a proud sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast.
So Lauren Shavers, she's a really big role model and leader at our school. And so she was involved in DECA for about 4 years. She actually became president of Louisiana DECA.
Oh, wow.
And so, we have the little orientation thing at school and clubs were around. And I was like, tell me about DECA. And she was like, well, it's a business club and you compete and it's just a great way to go out, network. You get a cool blazer.
Yeah,
and I was
do.
like, I would love to do that. And I joined and I actually got on the MDA team. So MDA team, muscular dystrophy team. So they do fundraising for that disease. And so I was kind of like a small little leader in our local chapter.
Yeah.
And I got my way up and I networked with all of our officers that year. So it would have been last year. And I just found a passion in competing and meeting all these people. And then eventually I got first place in business law and ethics, me and Chandler Sherrod. And I was like, I am great at this. Why don't I take it further?
Yeah.
And then from that, I met a lot of more people and I found a family in DECA. I found a community where I belong. And these people, they were friends. They wanted to see you succeed. No matter the competition, they wanted to be there for you and they just wanted to support you.
Love it. Love it. And look, when you find something you're passionate about, it's not like work when you go to these things. It's fun. You want to go. It's a huge thing. And what that does is that makes your learning fun. The trick to all this, folks, is when you have a passion for something like that, you're constantly seeking knowledge on how to improve with it, and it builds your confidence. You have that acceptance. I think sometimes with young people, they get kind of lost in high school and they're not really sure what they want to do. And then before you know it, high school's over and you have no idea what you want to do with your life. And programs like this are so important because they can steer you in a direction. Maybe, you might join a program that's not for you, but then you join another one. And DECA is just amazing because it can really fit in anybody's career choice. You don't have to go into business law to be in DECA. You might be a nurse. But guaranteed, the skills you learn in DECA will benefit you in that career choice, no matter what it is. And you never know when you might need it, when you might use it. Now, one thing you do that's very impressive is you also manage kind of all the social media for DECA locally, right?
Yes, sir. So I'm Vice President of Marketing Communications. So I make posts and I do infographics and designs for the Instagram, for the Facebook, for any kind of YouTube videos or anything that we put out there, stories, TikToks, all that kind of stuff.
Sounds like me.
But I also do email marketing.
Yeah.
So every month, Louisiana DECA comes out with an email just kind of recapping things that they post on that original DECA website. So they have weekly emails. We have a monthly email. And so I design and I take the time, hours, to
I know the feeling,
to put
Bella.
in all that information and make sure it looks sweet and nice. And so, I send a little email to myself and our state advisor and I'm like, hey, does this look good? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then I send it out. And so I can check and see who really reads those emails. So it's about 100 to 200 people that read those emails. And they just give the information about what's going on in DECA in general.
Wow. And people don't realize the time involved in that. And I tell people just for one show that we produce, it's about 9 to 12 hours worth of work between editing, pre-meetings, doing the actual podcast, the whole works. And, so you have to, there's a lot of time, but there's also a lot of thought. You want to make sure that what you're putting out there has an impact. Exactly. And I checked out your social media. Doing a great job, young lady.
Thank you.
It looks phenomenal, and that's coming from a guy who does nothing but that. One thing I do is marketing around here, and marketing these small businesses and these young leaders and all of those sorts of things. So you're doing a wonderful job with that. And she did mention that she got first place in business law and ethics at the 2022 Development Conference. And I want to show that because this young lady is proud of it, as she should be. No easy feat, right? I mean, they got some stiff competition at those things, I'm sure. A lot of shining stars in DECA. Now, locally, let's say there's someone from another school. Let's say it's Walker. And do they have DECA programs there as well?
They have DECA programs in Walker. They have Liberty, Baton Rouge Magnet, Dutchtown, and we all compete there at one conference for Louisiana State. We are sponsored by Marriott, so we usually have them.
Oh, wow, very
hotels.
good. That's a pretty big time sponsor.
And so Walker and DECA, of course, used to have like their little feud thing, football, everything like that. But this year, our presidents and our local leaders and officers were actually planning to help out with Walker and really support Walker and kind of come together. Because, again, DECA is a family. That's right. It's not really a competitive kind of thing. So their president, Jalen, we're helping them with their DECA chapters as well as ours just to help increase membership. And we're also planning a local DECA day through our vice president of hospitality. Connor Kenshin, she's trying to start up a DECA day, maybe even at like the mall or at Pards, like a local park, just to bring DECA people together and network in their own state.
Love it. Great idea. And so how many people are in like the Denham Springs chapter of DECA?
So there's not quite a lot. Ours was about 15.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's more than I would have thought.
Yeah. And so ours
But building every day, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So media outreach is a big thing in DECA. So if you don't know our posts, we take a lot of time to really pick out the theme, to pick out the information. Social outreach is a big thing in DECA. If you have an active social media, you have active members.
So smart for someone 17, y'all. And let me tell you, from someone 47, I will tell you, that is important in life. If you have a business, you better have an active social media website these days. You better have a YouTube and all those sorts of things, because that's where it's all going, right?
Yeah. And so at our Emerging Leaders Summit, that was one thing that really stressed advocacy. And so TikToks, all that kind of stuff, just to show people that your officers are not just, up here and y'all are down here.
Yeah.
We're right here, and we've all worked really, really hard for outstanding things.
Yes.
And so we are really trying to reach, and I know that some of our schools, they used to have chapters. However, either they weren't sponsored anymore or they had advisors that retired. And so they have the means of having a DECA chapter.
Yeah.
They just can't get it started up again. It's like that in Central, and we're doing a program.
Come on, Central. Come around.
We're starting a program. I'm actually the sponsor. It's called the Outreach Program. So each of our officers, they have a little region, and we're going into each parish, and we're emailing their secretaries, their principals, and their business teachers, and we're trying to start up some DECA programs locally for them, because there was this one girl who lived down south, like New Orleans kind of area, and she was like, I really want to get involved in DECA, but the nearest DECA that I have is like an hour away.
Wow.
And I was like, well, we can get you involved in DECA through the state, and we can get you involved through local chapters that are around you, but will really help you at starting your own chapter in your own school.
Oh, so smart and true. You got to start somewhere, Bella, and 15 people could be 50 after the show, hopefully. Parents, if your child is not in DECA and they are high school age, look into it. It is great. It's a great skill set for them. One thing I will say, and I'm proud of, is that in Livingston Parish, we have a lot of programs that are worthy. One of the programs I was happy to see get instilled in Livingston Parish was the ROTC program. I thought that was a fantastic program for young people, and something that did not exist a few years ago. And so that was really nice to see. This one, huge program, but so many skills that you can take to the next level of your life, whether it's college, even if you're not intending to go to college. these are skills you can still use in life. Trust me when I tell you, I wish I would have learned a lot of these early on. I had to rely on books and reading leadership books. I can remember reading those at 15, 16 years old. And that's how I would learn. And those were beneficial to me. But there's nothing like doing it face to face with people and really bouncing off of each other, right? I guess my next question would be, you talked about these conferences that you attend. And of course, a lot of that is fundraising that you have to do to, get that money to go to attend these events. What do you do at these events? BJ Pawn and Gun in Denham Springs wants to buy your unwanted gold jewelry, gold coins, and gold bullion. With 30 years of experience operating in the Livingston Parish area, BJ Pawn wants to be your source when selling your gold. So stop by BJ Pawn today for a no-obligation offer. BJ Pawn, a proud sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast.
So we have about 177,000 members in DECA.
Wow.
And through those, we have 3,200 high school chapters. We have 200 collegiate chapters. And we have about 5,300 advisors.
Oh, so they have collegiate chapters as well.
They do have
very
very few collegiate. We're actually trying to start one at Southeastern through their business program with April Kepner.
Yeah.
And so at ICDC, which stands for International Career Development Conference, we go to big stadiums like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we meet all of our executives, our main officers. So the president, the Southern Region Vice President, Central Region Vice President, Pacific, Western. We meet all those presidents. And they just teach us how to be leaders and how to really put ourselves out there. They thank all of us. They really give out shout outs to some other business clubs in local chapters. Mm-hmm. And they just tell them, hey, you increased your membership. Hey, you really brought out this, because the Oat Spunk Cookie Company.
Yes.
We're actually sponsored by them. And, at we have the Jackets Nest at Denham Springs High School. And we sell those cookies mostly for the MDA team and just getting sponsorships and getting the money. They really advocate and they really thank.
Get great deals throughout the store at Safeway. This week at Safeway, get mega packs of bone-in USDA choice beef New York strip steaks for $5.97 per pound with digital coupon. Limit 2 packages. Plus, Haas avocados are 10 for $10. Member price. Also, this week at Safeway, mix or match 12 packs of 12-ounce cans or 8 packs of 12-ounce bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, or Dr. Pepper are buy 2, get 3 free. Limit 3 free items. Member price plus CRV. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.
And they just teach us how to be better leaders. And that's where we do our pin trading. That's where we meet people. That's where we network. And we meet exactly.
Huge.
And we meet different states and different countries that are there to represent their state and their community. And so at ELS, which was my favorite one, ELS stands for Emerging Leader Summit. And it's for just officers. So every state, Texas was there, Nevada, California, Florida, Alabama. And so it was about 100 people there, because there's usually about 5 to 7 officers in each state. And you just network.
Yeah.
And you just learn about people, and you learn about what they do, what they enjoy in DECA, and how to really stand out and advocate for your own DECA group, how to make your DECA group bigger, how to really make it active, how to make it social, how to promote outreach. And so that's when I started to really post, and that's when I started to take initiative. And we have all these plans that we want to do for Louisiana DECA. However, we build them up. However, we just don't act on it.
Gotcha.
And so when I brought up the podcast idea, I was like, hey, my friend's dad actually has a podcast. So I was like, maybe I can reach out to him, use my network skills.
And phenomenal network
and
skills.
If I can get on the podcast to really just talk about DECA. And they're like, that sounds like a great idea. And so I was planning it for months months about how to talk to you, how to contact you, how I should approach you, because first impressions are everything.
And I can't tell you made a huge first impression.
And so finally I reached out to you and they were like, great, now just get on the podcast. And I was like, okay, I got this. And so now I'm here. And when I brought this idea up at ELS, everybody loved it.
Yes.
So one thing I said was, yeah, you can reach out to students, but parent outreach.
Yeah.
Parent outreach is a big thing.
Huge.
Even though I don't really use Facebook anymore, except to update my family, I still post on Facebook. I still post on all these different social medias, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, because no matter, somebody's going to see it.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to, hey, what's DECA about? Hey, how can I join DECA? And you have to be the person to help them, to guide them, to become successful DECA leaders.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you, folks, she is very good at selling people on, hey, I want to come on your show and I'm not going to let you forget about it, because she made a great first impression with me. And I was like, yes, I definitely need to get her on the show. But as things go, you're moving around and we are blessed here to have huge audience and people that are so interested in coming on. Sometimes you kind of get lost in those weeds and you're just putting out fires left and right. And she would follow up. And I'll tell you what I was impressed about the most with you was your follow up. The hardest thing for anyone to learn is following up. She was really good at that, but obviously a skill you probably learned at DECA and you sharpened at DECA. And I love that. I'm going to role play with you for a second. And I'm a ninth grader, 10th grader. And maybe I don't really, feel like I fit in school with the school kids and stuff. Everybody knows that these days high school's not the easiest thing in the world to go through. I mean, it's cliquish, right? And so it sounds like DECA is one of those programs where people are just open. Hey, come to our club, come to our group, come to our chapter, and you're going to be part of our family, and we're going to accept you, and we're going to teach you the ways of DECA and teach you life skills, really. Would you agree with that? Stephanie Berthelot and the crew at SR Enterprise can handle it all, from sheetrock to texture to paint. Give Stephanie a call at 504-432-9284. SR Enterprise, where they spread the paint and you spread the word.
Exactly. I totally 100% agree. So when I joined, I'm obviously a person of color. I am Hispanic and indigenous. And some of our officers, they're Indian, they're Asian, they're black, they're white. There's no difference whether it's race. Some of them are in sports. Some of them are on the dance team. I'm in band. And it's not a clique at all.
Yeah.
It's a chapter, not even a club, really.
Yeah.
It's a chapter where you come in and we give you information that you need. We give you the advice to succeed. We all want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
Someday somebody's going to have to take my role. Somebody's going to have to be the vice president of marketing communications.
Impossible, Bella. Nobody can take your place.
As much as I want to keep it, somebody else is going to have that role. And so we look for those leaders at our conferences. We help support them. Our previous officers, our vice president of leadership, Devika Dua, she actually supported me in becoming vice president of marketing communications. I saw our campaign. She networked with me. We traded social medias. And now we are best friends.
Wow.
We're Connor, I didn't know her until ICDC. Some of the officers, I didn't meet them until ICDC.
Yeah.
And we just clicked off right away.
Love it.
FaceTime almost every single night. We text constantly. Right before I came here, they were all giving me good luck and some little advice on how to speak and how to just be confident, because my anxiety was really, really bad.
Sure.
But
and look, something DECA helped you with was that anxiety, right?
Yes, of course. Because speaking and how to present yourself is one thing, But just being a really nice person and really supporting the people around you is another.
Yeah.
Because no matter how many times you compete with these people, no matter how many times you might get in quarrels, you still have to be there to support one another because y'all are DECA. Y'all are one family.
Yes.
And so that was a big thing last year. DECA O'Brien, one family. It was hello, DECA family.
Hello, DECA family.
And we're just one community.
Yeah.
And we all want to see one another succeed.
Yeah.
We are DECA.
That's a
We're
beautiful
all a
thing.
part of it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And you get a cool jacket. I mean,
Exactly.
to boot,
That's
Bella.
that's usually what I say. When they're like, why should I join DECA? I'm like, do you want to go to Florida?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Disney World, Universal? Then you
That's
should
it.
join DECA.
That's it.
And so usually there's about 4 teams in each. So there's 30-something different competitions that you can compete in.
Yeah.
There's business law and ethics. And there's something for everybody, no matter your interests.
Yeah.
There's marketing, there's entrepreneurship, there's business startup plans, there's written events.
Love it, love it,
so
love it.
one of our officers, he did a business startup plan. And so he took the time to make his own business cards, his own pens, a giant poster that sadly got ruined in the rain in Atlanta.
Aw.
And you know, he advocated and he presented himself and he competed, and it was a really cool idea. And we have some other ones that do hospitality and tourism. And I know she had one role play about a haunted mansion.
Yeah.
And how to sponsor it and how to make it a haunted theme hotel.
Love it.
And for me, mine was about jewelry. Mine was about how to start. So it was a role play about this jewelry company that women from third world countries, they make jewelry and you sell them and resell them to help support them. And how would you benefit from that program? How would you help them, those third world country women, benefit and all that? And so it really sparks interest.
Yeah.
So one thing about DECA, it's competition based sometimes. However,
But that's okay.
it's creative.
Yeah.
It is a creative opportunity that outreaches and reaches every single mind that you can ever think of.
Yes. And look, nothing wrong with competition in life. You're going to compete in life, period. You're just gonna, and what DECA does is it'll help you with that. And you don't always have, life is not about being in first place, but life is about seeking to be in first place. You always want to give your best. Sometimes you're going to have to compete. And I love it that DECA, allows you to role play with that. And I would love to see more chapters in Livingston Parish. This program, to me, and it may just be because of the field I'm in, but to me is one of the most important programs a high school person can go through if they have any sort of interest in it, because it teaches you so many things that you can use outside of just, if you're going to be a lawyer, maybe you're not going to be a business owner, but just the confidence you build, right?
Exactly. So DECA is also based off of real life experiences and so I always say that school can teach you medicine. School can teach you how to do math, all these kind of things. But DECA and these kind of clubs, they teach you how to become that person. They teach you how to become a doctor, how to become a teacher, how to become somebody in the world.
Yeah.
And so with DECA, it really brought out a lot of confidence and a lot of things that I really need to think about when I go into college.
Yes.
Like, am I going to go into collegiate? Of course.
Yes.
And what kind of college I'm going to go to? What am I going to major in? Because now DECA is a main part of my life. Business.
Oh, you're passionate about it.
Marketing is a big part of my life every single day.
Right.
No matter the conferences, because I'm already planning a workshop for our fall conference. So Louisiana members, they come together in a small fall conference around November, and I have to be the person to give them a lesson, either about passion, about confidence, about how to market, about insecurities, about how to master your cluster exam, how to master your role play, and all these kind of tips, because we don't leave them dry. We give them advice and we give them the support to succeed in DECA. Because it was hard for me because we had a little small chapter, but I'm going to make that easier for people.
Yeah.
We're trying to start some middle school chapters because there's also some middle school ways that you can start chapters, because I know we have these big new middle schools and
got a
and
beautiful one being
elementary
built.
schools that are at South Side's being built. They have great opportunities. And so we're trying to reach out to the kids starting younger and the parents to really help push them through and know that when you're in high school, it doesn't have to be work. It can be lead. It can be advocate. It can be an outstanding student.
Yeah.
So
I love that. And so needed. Let me ask you this. Let's say there is a student right now and they're like, wow, I want to be in there. I want to be a DECA. Do y'all have like a name, or is it just a DECA person?
So we go by, in Louisiana, it's Louisiana DECA. It would be the same thing, Texas DECA, Nevada DECA. But DECA is the main thing. If you want to get started locally in DECA, I would recommend outreaching either to our social media, DECA Louisiana. I check those every single day. Or you can email us on our website. If you scroll down all the way to the bottom, all of our emails, everything, we have business cards, we have our own separate DECA emails that we use to where it would just be easier to see when people are emailing us and wanting to get started, whenever advisors are emailing us about, hey, I want to get started in funding, etc. Because we're all here to help you through fundraisers, through starting chapters, through just support in general on how to succeed. We're always there to give you advice.
Yeah.
No matter what.
William Waldrop of TWFG Insurance in Denham Springs can service all of your insurance needs. Offering auto, life, health, and commercial insurance, William Waldrop of TWFG Insurance is a proud supporter of Local Leaders, the podcast. No doubt about it. And what we're going to do is we're going to link the contact information for, we're going to link the Facebook and the YouTube and all of that good stuff to the description of this video. So if you're watching this video and you don't have a pen handy, just scroll down the description and click. We're going to have all that information there. Now, there's something interesting y'all do with DECA, and it's like a hand signal of some sort. And I want to get you to show me this because I thought it was neat.
So it's called the DECA Diamond.
Yes.
And so there's a bunch of ways to do it. There's a bunch of ways. I don't know if my water bottle is in the way, but my DECA water
here,
bottle.
we'll move her DECA water bottle. We'll move it here for now.
So the one that I like to do, it's kind of like this.
Yeah. Okay. I got
And
that.
you put them together to make a diamond.
Okay.
And so there's also the double diamond. So you do the same thing, kind of like this, and you go up like that. And so that's the double diamond. There's also a Southern Region diamond. So we're in the Southern Region.
Check this out.
So it's threes.
And
then the left finger is on the top.
the left finger's on the top.
Yeah. So kind of
like that?
This.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
so that's the Southern Region diamond. And so they have like the Western Region diamond with the two making a W.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then there's some people do their diamonds like this or like that.
And she's got some nails on her too. I don't know if y'all see that.
Kind of looks more like a triangle. But yeah. And so it's just a universal hand sign. There's so many different ways that everybody can do it, but it's something that really brings us together. It's a DECA diamond. We all need to find our diamond. We all need to be a part of it, maximize our momentum, just get the edge. And like, it's something that we're all a part of. Yeah. No matter what.
Love it.
All are a part of DECA.
That's right.
And so it's something that in every single picture, no matter what, every time we take a group picture, it's like, let's do a DECA diamond. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's go ahead. And I love being a part of that. There's so many pictures where we went out to Utah for our ELS and how we just all came together and we all hung out and then we went out to eat in Atlanta and all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of vlogs coming up from Atlanta and ICDC and ELS that our Vice President of Finance and Career Development is working on right now. Yeah. So we're going to be posting those on social media soon because there's a lot of things that happen in Atlanta, and it's just so much fun to experience them firsthand.
I love it. So now let me ask you this last question. What do you want to do when you get out of high school?
So I always wanted to work as a detective. Mm-hmm. I love criminal justice.
You hear that, Woody Everton? I know you hear that. I know you're listening right now.
I love criminal justice.
And Kelly Jennings.
She's actually my teacher.
Is she really? Well, you know, she does some work for us here at Local Leaders, the podcast, and an amazing criminal justice teacher.
She's an amazing criminal justice teacher.
Yeah.
Absolutely love her. And she really sparked my passion. And so I was already involved in DECA, and then I got into business law, and I was like, maybe I should be a lawyer.
Yeah.
A criminal lawyer, and, you know, do something in that. It makes good money. You have to speak to people. You have to really put yourself out there, network, of course. And it's just something you can go into and have support.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, is support for me.
Can you win an argument? Pretty good at. I bet you're pretty good at it. You know,
Sometimes. Sometimes.
It all depends.
Depends.
I'll tell you, a great field, and I'm pretty sure you can do just about anything you want to do. And look, all of those career paths you just mentioned, DECA would come in pretty handy. Those skills you learn.
It's all about taking initiative and really executing.
Yeah,
really executing what you want to do, because
100%.
It's all about
Bella.
Performance, and you have in DECA. There's so many high expectations. And really, for me, you want to succeed those expectations. So our state advisor, he was talking to us. He was like, this is one of the best groups that I've had in a really, really long time. And I'm dreading April when we have to do re-elections, because I do not want to leave, but I know there's somebody that's going to take my place and just advance and do an even better job than me. Because we are building up these leaders. We're helping them to succeed. And so really, it's just about planning and really coming together as a group. For our team, we have Zoom calls. We actually have monthly calls with all of our members. We had a couple people show up the last time we had one in May, and we're really planning to really outreach to our members, because it shouldn't be officer and then member. It should be us together, and how we are there to succeed, because we want to see more people in Louisiana win glass at ICDC.
Yes.
We want to see more people in Louisiana get noticed like this, because it's all about people locally that are achieving and getting all these opportunities, because DECA has so many different opportunities. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's so many sponsorships. There's so many ways that you can just succeed in life through DECA.
I love it.
That's really what they teach you, is when we're working on membership increase, they're like, tell them what they can do with this information, what they can do with these opportunities.
Yeah.
Because that's the main thing. When I tell people about DECA, I'm like, you can get scholarships. You get to travel. You get to meet new people that are interested in the same things as you. I get to go to Atlanta, Los Angeles, Utah, all of these. And because I'm an officer, all these trips are paid for.
Yeah.
Because I have worked really, really hard, and I really want to succeed in life, and DECA has really made it easier for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have no doubt you're going to succeed in life. You're off to a phenomenal start. And I'll tell you something, I'll give you a little business tip here from someone who's been in business a while. You mentioned execution earlier, and I'll tell you the difference between success and failure in business is the ability to execute. Many people have the great ideas, but very, very few follow through with it. Very few execute. They say, oh, this would be great to do. The guy that invented the remote control. So how many people sat on their chair and said, it'd be great if I could change my TV set from right here. And then one guy said, I'm going to figure out how to do it. He figured out how to do it. Remote control was built, and you could change your TV from anywhere. But one person executed, probably 1 trillion people had the idea. Execute, young people. Execute on those great ideas. You're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Of course.
This was a really fun episode. And folks, if you don't have a DECA program at your school, ask your principal why. See what you have to do to get involved. Reach out to DECA. They'll have plenty of information. Check them out. Give them a like on their Facebook and their Instagrams and all these great things. We're going to link them to the description of this video. And I am Jim Chapman, reminding you, love your community, support local business and local programs like DECA, and keep leading. Thank you very much for coming on.
Get great deals throughout the store at Safeway. This week at Safeway, get mega packs of bone-in USDA choice beef New York strip steaks for $5.97 per pound with digital coupon. Limit 2 packages. Plus, Haas avocados are 10 for $10. Member price. Also, this week at Safeway, mix or match 12 packs of 12-ounce cans or 8 packs of 12-ounce bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, or Dr. Pepper are buy 2, get 3 free. Limit 3 free items. Member price plus CRV. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.